Almighty be with you, guide you, protect you, and to all the YouTubers. May the Lord show us the right path to follow and bless our hustle. And if you're a YouTuber, please, it is tough, but continuously being positive and doing the right things. Hopefully, we are going to get there together. Please don't blink. Keep up the good work, no matter how tough it is. So we're looking at pregnancy symptom vis-a-vis ovulation symptom, or ovulation symptom versus pregnancy symptoms. Over a woman's lifestyle, she goes through a lot of different stages in her life. Hey, Sister Beyonce, welcome. Thank you so much, sis. I really do appreciate seeing you around. You know, if I see people like you around, I'm really elated. Over the course of a woman's lifestyle, she goes through a lot of things, right from when she was delivered and she becomes an adult and start seeing her period. And after seeing your period, you probably become pregnant and you have your child. And after that, you have to take care of that child. You have to breastfeed the child, take care of the child. And obviously, after that child, you have another child. And if you're not having a child, you will be passing through your menstruation, you'll be having ovulation, you will having a whole lot of issues. So a woman in itself is a whole lot of issues. So if you need something to study, then please study a woman, because a woman is PhD on her own. So during menstruation of a woman, when she starts menstruating, maybe start menstruating at the age of 12, maybe 13, maybe 14. I don't know, ladies watching, at what age you start menstruating? At what age? 12, 13, 14, because averagely between 12 to 15. I know most ladies here will have between 12 to 15. At what age you start menstruating? So you see that from the time you start menstruating, that is when you start saying that now you're an adult, because menstruation is your system telling you that right now you are ripe for pregnancy. Right now, if you meet with your partner or with a partner, you will eventually become pregnant. You could eventually become pregnant. So once you start seeing your period, that tells you already that you are already somewhere mature, and you need to be very careful if you're still a teenager. After that, what next? You become an adult, and probably you get married, you start having kids. From there, after you start having kids, every month, normally, if you are not pregnant, you will be menstruating, and if you menstruate, you have your ovulation. So you have a whole lot of issues going through your system as a lady. This is a motivation. Welcome. Thank you so much for joining. So you have a whole lot of things going through your system as a lady. And I really want to thank the lady, want to thank God, because as a woman, you really go through a lot. And I only hope men can understand with this, because it's not easy as a lady. That is why you see at times you might talk to a lady and she'll respond to you in a type of way, just because the hormones are not getting it right. The hormones are telling her to behave that way. It is really tough to understand the psyche of a woman, the psychology of a woman, because even the lady herself may not even understand what's going on, because the hormones. As a lady, you have follicle stimulating hormone trying to stimulate your ovary to produce you the egg that is needed. You have the estrogen, you have the prolactin, you have progesterone, you have thyroid stimulating hormone. All of those hormones like that coupled together, luteinizing hormone, all of them coupled together are causing a lot of different issues to ladies. And as a lady, at times you just need to hold yourself, no matter how difficult it is, and try to like keep yourself together, because it is difficult. We do understand. Let me say, some of us do understand it is difficult as a lady to really understand exactly what is going on in your system. Like I said, you may become really sad. You don't even know why you're sad. And you may even react to somebody spontaneously. You're reacting to somebody spontaneously just because of these hormones reacting in your system without you knowing. So I do pray that as men, we can understand with our ladies and always see how to maybe turn down whenever we feel that they may have gone wrong, and try to talk with them in a better way, talk to them in a better tone, because the life of a woman is full with a lot of ups and downs just because of her own nature. That is how God has created them. So we need to understand them like that. Hey, Sister Rosa, welcome. Thank you very much for joining. So by the time you grow up and you start thinking of having a baby, start thinking of starting a family, there will be this name that will come out, that is ovulation. Ovulation. If you're thinking about pregnancy, you will think about ovulation. The ovulation is when your egg is being released from the fallopian, from the ovaries, and comes down to the fallopian tube for fertilization to occur. And this happens within a particular period in your menstrual cycle. So the ovulation day occurs probably a day within your menstrual cycle. If your 28-day cycle occurs on the 14th, if your 30-day cycle occurs on the 16th, on the 18th, if you're on the 16th, sorry, if your 32-day cycle it occurs on the 18th, if your 35-day cycle it occurs on the 21st, if your 21-day cycle occurs on the 7th. So depending on your menstrual cycle, your ovulation day will occur on a day that is probably different from maybe your sister's own, maybe your husband's wife, your brother's wife's own, or maybe a friend's own. So we should not always think that the ovulation will be the same, because there are some people who will think that the ovulation is the same because your sister maybe ovulated on the 15th. You think that, oh, you should also ovulate on the 16th. Yeah, sister, the rice effect. Yeah, that's right. That's right. Menstruation as a whole is a big issue. So a lot of ladies really go through a lot of challenges just because of this. So during this ovulation time, you may have a lot of different scenario. Your ovulation may occur on the 7th if you're 21-day cycle, and you'll be thinking, oh, come on, make my sister's ovulation should occur on the 7th. It is not like that. The ovulation depends on the length of your cycle. Remember, we have the shortest cycle being 21 days and the longest cycle being 35 days. Where we have cycles longer than that, but generally it's 21 to 35 days. So depending on the length of your cycle, that is how your ovulation will come. For ladies trying to conceive, if you have been trying to conceive and it is not going, please make sure that you can understand your ovulation. And we'll be giving some symptoms of ovulation here. Despite what we are going to give you as symptoms of ovulation, you make sure you try and follow through your own system and understand exactly what is going wrong. Because by understanding exactly what your system is, you can easily know that, hey, come on, my ovulation is coming on this day, than even you reading on the internet. Okay, so what we are going to give you may be something general, but specifically, you should have something that you can hold it. Okay. Hey, Sister Mariam, welcome. Thank you so much for joining. So this ovulation occurs once in a cycle. The ovulation occurs when the egg is being released from the ovaries and it comes down to the fallopian tube for fertilization. And if fertilization does not occur, what happens is that egg is going to be breaking down. You see the walls of the womb will break down this egg. It breaks down plus the egg, and you now have it as menstruation. Isn't that beautiful? That is why generally we say that someone cannot be pregnant and at the same time you menstruate. Once you are pregnant, you don't menstruate. It is true that when you are pregnant, some ladies, when they are pregnant, they actually, it's true that some women, when they are pregnant, they actually have some sort of spotting. If you have spotting when you are pregnant, please, if you have even bleeding that it comes like menstruation, please, it is not menstruation. After pregnancy, we don't have menstruation anymore. Okay, once you're pregnant, you can have bleeding, but you can't have menstruation. That should be clear. So we should take note about this and always understand it. If you have a lady, if you have a friend, if you have a neighbor who says that, hey, come on and menstruate when I'm pregnant, please, it's good to correct the person, because once you're pregnant, you don't menstruate. You don't menstruate. The reason is we don't have any egg that will be released once you're pregnant. Once you're pregnant, there is no egg that's released again. Okay, you don't have any egg that's been released once you're pregnant, because that egg that has been broken down, that has been fertilized, and signals are being sent to other hormones, signals are being sent to the follicle stimulating hormone not to stimulate production of any egg again. So at that time, you see follicle stimulating hormone breaking down. That's going the level of follicle stimulating hormone, which is responsible for stimulation of your egg. That hormone actually drops down when you're pregnant, and you have the progesterone hormone that comes up. This is really beautiful. So you have the follicle stimulating hormone, it goes down, progesterone comes up. The reason for progesterone coming up is because progesterone works mainly to actually protect this child. So progesterone comes to protect the baby by building the thick walls. You see, the endometrium now become thick just because they want to protect the child. And at that time, because in the first 1 month, 2 months of that baby, once you are pregnant, that first 2 months are very crucial. That is when we have a lot of miscarriages. So progesterone comes in now to help and protect this baby. That's the work of progesterone. So you see that you have a whole lot of issues happening for a woman when you ovulate. If you ovulate and eventually becomes pregnancy, the pregnancy has to develop now. You have implantation, the pregnancy now grows right up to 9 months. And if there is no pregnancy, you bleed and you have menstruation. God is so, so wonderful. The beauty of the Almighty is really something else. So during ovulation, what actually happened during ovulation? What actually happened during ovulation? When you ovulate, you release an egg, and that egg comes down to the fallopian tubes, and what next? Fertilization may occur, or you might have menstruation. Fertilization occurring if you actually get pregnant. If a sperm cell fertilizes an egg, fertilization occur. If fertilization does not occur, there is menstruation. What are some of these things that will let you know that you're ovulating? Now, this is where things becomes crucial. So I just posted a video about symptoms of ovulation, and we have discussed some of this in that video. But on this live show, I'll be trying to break these things down. Okay, I'll try to break these things down so that we look at vividly some of those symptoms. So the very first symptoms that I will talk about is vaginal spotting. Okay, it'll be vaginal spotting. Vaginal spotting. Spotting here has to do with what? You have blood, right? You have some blood, blood stain, and some people might even think that, oh, it's my menstruation that is actually maybe starting, whereas it is not your menstruation, whereas it is just spotting, and it is indicating that you're actually ovulating. This spotting, comparing it to pregnancy, some ladies also have this spotting when they are pregnant. If you're watching and we have ever discussed on WhatsApp, you will understand that there are a lot of times you ask a question, hey, come on, I just saw spotting and I don't know what could be going on, and I will ask you to go and do a pregnancy test. I will ask you to go and do a pregnancy test because it is more likely that you could be pregnant. And this is also likely that you're ovulating. So spotting might be what pregnancy as well as ovulation. So this is a sign that is indicative of pregnancy at the same time ovulation. So you see how we're comparing the two. Ovulation vis-a-vis pregnancy, ovulation symptoms versus pregnancy symptoms. So you see that here you have spotting, which is similar to something you also get when you are pregnant. Like I said, if I touch your ovulation sign or symptom, please let me know in the chat below. CC motivation, CC motivation, what I say? Okay, you're greeting these other people. CC motivation, if we touch your own sign of ovulation or symptom of ovulation, let us know. And if you don't get what ovulation is, let me know as well so that it can be explained. The second is increased basal body temperature. So your basal body temperature increase when you are when you are ovulating. The the basal temperature here has to do with you having this extra temperature. Okay, you have an extra temperature that probably during ovulation, if you take your temperature, you'll see this temperature slightly higher than it should be. Okay, than it should be. So it is slightly higher than it should be. And for this one, it is different for pregnancy. So if you're pregnant, this is not a symptom for pregnancy. This is purely ovulation. It has nothing to do with pregnancy because if you're pregnant, it will not raise this temperature. The next symptom of ovulation is egg white cervical discharge. So we have discussed this one several times with our videos. Egg white cervical discharge is actually the best sign when you ovulate. It actually tells you that you are ovulating. That is the best sign. The egg white cervical mucus. This sign, if you take your mucus, your cervical mucus, and you put your finger, you stretch, you'll see that it is stretchy. Okay, it makes like the kata, right? So if you stretch, you see that it is stretchy. This is actually the best sign of ovulation. That tells you you're ovulating, but not everybody sees this particular sign. And if you don't see it, is still okay because there are many other signs of ovulation. This sign is also not a sign of pregnancy at all. The next is increased sex drive. Okay, increased libido. So um you have that feelings to actually meet with daddy for something to occur, right? So that is during ovulation. So ovulation, God being the finest biology, so he has made this period such that you should have this urge in order for you to meet with your partner. Because if you don't have this urge, you may not even love having kids, isn't it? So that is why it's so important. That is why it's so important. That is why it's very important that during your ovulation, you understand exactly what could be going on. So God has made it such that you should have this increase in libido, that is urge for you meeting with your partner. When you have this urge, you can easily meet your partner. But remember, just imagine that you do not have any urge. Just imagine you may not even love meeting with your partner. That is, you may not even love having kids, right? So God is actually the finest biologist trying to make things for us easier. And even the egg white cervical mucus that you see is also a way of making intercourse sweeter. And you know, when there is lubrication, that act is very enjoyable, isn't it? But if you have it tight, you see that that act will be really something else. It will be tough, it will be difficult. And to ladies who maybe you don't even enjoy it, you might tell your daddy that, hey, come on, I won't be able to continue. Wow, spices. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you so much. So for ladies who maybe may not be too connected to enjoyment, so you like meeting with your cuckoo for you to have children, you might not even love meeting him if you don't have this urge. So that is why the Almighty has made this urge so that it should be urge if you have during your ovulation, the urge should be there. Okay, the urge should be there. Okay, let us compare this with pregnancy symptoms. The urge is not a pregnancy symptom. Okay, so this is not a pregnancy symptom, but it is a symptom for ovulation. So the next symptom we'll look at is increased sense of smell. I don't know how many ladies do have this increased sense of smell. Please, can I have your comments down there? Can I have your comments? Your please. How many ladies do have increased sense of smell when they're ovulating? Please, or when you're pregnant, do you have increased sense of smell when you're pregnant? Please let me know. When you're pregnant or when you're ovulating, do you have increased sense of smell? Because increased sense of smell is actually a symptom of ovulation, and this is also a symptom for pregnancy as well. Some ladies have this increased sense of smell. Okay, some ladies don't have it. So I don't know, as a lady, do you have increased sense of smell as a symptom for ovulation or a symptom for pregnancy? Let me know, please. Please, ladies, do you have increased sense of smell as a symptom or as a symptom of ovulation or pregnancy? Put it, let me know, please. Hey, yeah, that you don't have it, spice it up. Okay. No, this is really great to know. Is it during pregnancy or during ovulation? Do you have it during pregnancy or during ovulation? Hey, Sister Pamela, welcome. Thank you so much. Auntie Pam, how you doing? How's the hustling? So do you, Sister, spice it up? Do you have it during ovulation or during pregnancy, please? Okay, Sister Rosa, you is to say you hate smell, but do you have the increased sense of smell? That is, do you smell things more? Do you like feel anything passing around you maybe smells? Is that how you feel? Because this aspect you're talking about, that you rather maybe you hate anything that smells around you, it's not like it's an increased sense of smell. It could just be that you hate smell that could fall maybe under nausea, you're nauseating, things are feeling awkward for you. It can smell something 1,000 miles. Oh my God. Then this is exactly what we are talking about. So, Sister Spices Up, you're actually right. This is exactly what we are talking about. That is, your sense of smell has increased such that there might be cooking, let me say, Aero, Nigerians. I hope you know Aero, right? They might be cooking Aero maybe about uh, 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 200 meters away from you. You're picking a smell. That means there's a kitchen 200 or 500 meters away from you, but you're picking a smell wherever you are, maybe in your room. Sister Beyonce, we are asking, do you have increased sense of smell during ovulation or during pregnancy? If you have it during ovulation or during pregnancy, let's know, please. Oh my God, oh my God. Sister Rosa, you also say the same, that everything around you smells. Oh my God, this is really scary. You see why I said, as men, we need to be very careful with our ladies, because ladies are going through a lot, and we may not even understand that they are going through a lot. Okay, at times lady may react to you without you just think that maybe she's reacting, whereas it's just because of a lot of different issues. Please, is my lightning okay? Because I am having problem here with lightning, so I don't know if my lightning is okay. Please let me know. So we just need to always understand with our ladies. You if you're a man watching, I think you can see what they are saying here. These are some of the questions we ask our ladies when maybe they're ovulating or even when they're pregnant, about how they feel, what they feel, what they smell, how they smell. All of those things, you do it will help the relationship as well. So the next sign of ovulation, just to say that increased sense of smell is a sign of pregnancy, and also it's a symptom, not a sign. Please, there's a difference between a sign and a symptom, even though at times we used to use it the same. Okay, smell is a symptom but not a sign. So increased sense of smell is a symptom of ovulation, at the same time symptom of pregnancy. It's a symptom of ovulation, at the same time symptom of pregnancy. I don't know if the rice effect is still around. Sis, are you still around? That you can smell anything food from afar. So the next symptom we are going to look at is ovulation pain. Okay, some people may have pain around their pelvis. Okay, you have abdominal pain. Now, this pain should not be too uncomfortable to you. Yeah, it is normal to have some pains, but the pain should not be too uncomfortable, because once it is too uncomfortable, then it is not good at all. Okay, it is not good. And this pain is also a symptom of pregnancy. All right, so this pain is also a symptom of pregnancy. If you have abdominal pain, it's a symptom of pregnancy as well. So we should take note about this. All right. So I don't know how many ladies used to have maybe abdominal pain during maybe ovulation or pregnancy. That pregnancy should be the first. We are talking about maybe the first 3 months, because it's normal that maybe during your due time you have this pain. Or that is what we are saying. The rice, spice it up. That's what we are saying. There are a lot of ladies go through. Ladies go through a lot. So as men, we should always understand this. We should always understand this, and we should not be too hard on our ladies. We should try and understand them and know that they go through a lot, and this is not really their fault. This is not really their fault. At times, a woman may react to you. That's why for me, if a woman reacts, I'll come home,